So let me wait a little bit if someone gonna come up. Normally today I post a video. Today we'll have some live. We'll see who's gonna show up, what questions you're gonna have. I decided that before we're gonna have people putting up the questions, I'm gonna just talk about a little bit how it's Luxembourg, how is everything. You can let me know if you can hear me well or not. So yeah. Let me start with my general topic of Luxembourg, like how I got here, how is it going, and whatsoever. So yeah, basically I came here around a year ago. It's been a little bit more than a year because it came in September last year, so it's been a while. And basically I stayed here for work. I got this job opportunity that was sent at my university, and that's basically I applied for the job, and then here I am. And then I stayed after the traineeship. I changed the job, and yeah. So as I was saying earlier, I see some people are joining. Feel free to ask me any questions in a chat. I will be answering them. So yeah, so you can say hello, you can say where you're from, and pop up the question. So yeah, I was just talking about Luxembourg. How hello Nabil, how I got here, how it's all going. So yeah, now I already have a permanent job. I started with a traineeship contract. That's how many people start here. So actually, it's very usual way of going. I am from European Union, so it was definitely much easier for me than for many people who are not from European Union. Just for everyone to know that it's just easier for us because we don't need visa, no papers or whatsoever. So that's definitely the nice part of being a citizen of European Union. If you are not, I know that Luxembourg is quite open for people. So in the end of the story, it's still relatively easy to get here in comparison to other places in Europe. You have many companies that definitely have money to spend on visa processes. It will take you much longer than me because, I mean, for me, it was still long. I had my interviews in like May, June, and I was going for a job in September. But it's because it's a traineeship program. Normally, you can get a job within 1 or 2 months if you're from European Union. So yeah, so that's basically the thing, and yeah, now as I said, I have permanent contract. What does it mean for me? It means more benefits, of course, normal salary because traineeship contracts are not always in a normal salary. They are sometimes lower, many times lower, or they are minimum wage. Then also you have benefits from normal public. I mean, I was in European institution, so you have a private insurance, but normally you have a public insurance from Luxembourg that works quite well. So I'm reading your comments. Okay, I'm coming like a member of a European family. I see that people to that possible to ask a residence card there. Do you have any idea? I don't know about residence card. I know that there's some stuff for people who stay for extended period of time, but I don't know how many years it is. So sorry, I have no clue how it is. But as I said, it's and thank you for calling me an angel. Uh, but it's basically normally it's achieved by some amount of time here. Unfortunately, I also don't have so many people from like friends from outside of European Union. Most of my friends who are even originally from outside of European Union, they have someone from family who is from European Union, so then they have the passport. For example, many Argentinians have Italian passport, which makes their life easier. Many friends who have origins in Africa, they are actually French. So it's much more easier this way. And yeah, as I mentioned, I'm from European Union, so I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer this question. I can do some research. I know that there's a lot of people who is interested in that topic, so I can do some research and maybe post a video. Today is going to be difficult to answer that question. Um, so yeah, continuing, what else I can tell you? Job-wise, as I always mention, it's relatively nice place to work. It's relatively chill. Work-life balance exists and all that things. So this is very, very nice in Luxembourg. It's also quite family friendly. So if you have a family or you come and then you want to get your family here, it's also quite nice. Uh, but yeah, that's basically it about working hours. I mean, even today, you see, it's 7 p.m. I'm not working from around 5:36, so it's quite normal here. Um, yeah, let me know if you have some other questions. It's gonna be super nice to have more interactive um, conversation with you guys because normally it's just like comments. I'm answering some comments, then I try to make videos based on your comments. Here I can have more like live situation with you guys. So I would say feel free to ask me anything. It can be Luxembourg, not Luxembourg, living abroad, traveling, or I don't know, studying abroad. I also used to study in different countries. I'm from Poland, so I studied in Poland. I did my Erasmus, which is like exchange in Spain. I did my master's in Italy. Now I'm in Luxembourg. I used to live in US, so feel free to ask me about any of these topics. It doesn't have to be strictly related to Luxembourg. Also, I have to contact one girl who she posted that comment under my video. And I know that she lives here. She does content as well about Luxembourg. And I know that she's not from European Union. So maybe it would be super nice to do something with her because she will have much more knowledge about non-European Union stuff than me. So I think I'm gonna try to contact her through either YouTube or Instagram or something like this to be able to talk with her. And yeah, I think that would be a cool idea as well. And if any of you is already in Luxembourg and want to share your knowledge, I'm more than happy to talk with you, to get some information, or maybe you can spread your knowledge. We can meet up and maybe shoot some video together. But if you don't feel like shooting the video, we can just talk and yeah, and you can pass me your experience. It's much better than just searching through the internet, like plain data that I cannot confirm anyhow because I'm not because I am from European Union, so it's much more difficult for me. And as I mentioned, most of my friends, I think actually all of my friends, are from European Union. No way they have a passport from European Union. I have few people at work, but of course I'm not gonna ask people at work who are not even like strict coworkers to me to do this stuff. So yeah, I see few new people. You can feel free to say hello in the chat, ask me questions. I am here for you today, so yeah. Also, if you have some questions that will be like much longer than this few minutes live, let me know as well. I can make a video about it. As I said, I can do some research. I can figure it out. So yeah, what else? What else could be done today to you? Now I can tell you now it's November, end of November, almost December. I can tell you that the weather it's already getting colder. But for example, last year it was much colder. So nice part is that you actually have quite nice weather today. No, I mean not today. This year it's better than last year. Last year was already freezing in like October, I would say. So now it's quite nice. It's quite nice. So whoever is afraid of the weather in Luxembourg, feel free. It's ask me questions about it as well. It's not that bad. It's not great. I've seen better places, but honestly, at least you come to the country where you don't have expectations that it's gonna be warm. So whenever it's warm and sunny, you are happy about it, and it's not rainy. Even if people say that it's super rainy, I honestly don't see that country that rainy. I used to live in south of Europe, so I have a good comparison. I also used to live in Poland, which is Central Northern Europe. Depends who you ask in Europe, but definitely Southern Europe is not that warm as people claim. So that's also a nice thing to remember when you move to Luxembourg. That it's of course it's not going to be like Spain or Italy, but over there it's also not that hot every single year. Because, for example, when I was in Spain or in Italy, I was both in the super southern parts. It was always cold in November and like raining, cold. super bad. So it's also, it's not taken for granted that you're gonna have a good weather even in these places. Yeah, you will have good weather on the islands that are like, super, super southern, like, I don't know, Tenerife or something like this. So yeah, this one's yes, but over there, I'm sorry to say you will not have a job. From warm islands, I would say Malta has quite many job opportunities, also for finance, which is super nice. So yeah, so it's just the the tip for you all. So yeah. Mm, and yeah, what else in Luxembourg? Prices, as I try to show on my channel, it's actually not that bad if we talk about prices. It's not that expensive as you may expect. It's not cheap, definitely not cheap. But if you compare it to other countries in Europe, it's not such a big difference. Of course, if you compare it to the south of Spain or south of Italy, yes, it is much more expensive. But also, if you compare the salaries in south of Europe, they are much lower. So in the end, you have a kind of win-win situation here, where the stuff is quite expensive, but not horribly expensive. And in the end, you can somehow live here with normal life. As I always say, even with minimum wage, there's around 2,000 euro in Luxembourg. You can get some nice life, I would say. So yeah. Trying to read your comments. Let me know what else you want to know. So this way I can share you some life knowledge with you. Also, I would be more than happy to hear where you're from, guys. Okay, what are some good places to get apartments and nice price? Not too close to the city center, but not too far either. Okay, so this is a tricky question. I would say the most important part is that you check that you actually have a public transportation that gets there. Because even if you have a car, it's going to be super trafficy. So it's good to know where actually the place is on the map. Do the little research in a way of, putting the on Google, just from the work or workplace or wherever you gonna whatever like choice you think you're going for to Luxembourg, and then putting on the Google Maps your potential house. And if you have a good connections that are not like once an hour, there are a lot of places where you can get with the buses. But again, if it's traffic, if there's a traffic bus or car, it's going to be the same. And also, if it's once an hour, it's kind of a pain. You have some places that you will have quite often the connections. For example, Bettenberg, it's right on the border with France. It's on the southern part, and you will have a lot of trains over there. Esch-sur-Alzette, it's also the same. I know there are a lot of trains to the northern part, close to Ettenberg, but Edinburgh is a little bit farther away. And then there's one in the north. I don't remember the name. It starts with M, Mesh, March. I think that's the name of the city. And over there, you have quite a lot of trains or buses. I would recommend trains just because of the easiness, no traffic. They are big, of course they can be broken, but I would say anything can be broken. The bus can also be broken. Good part is that in Luxembourg, everything is for free in the public transportation, so you don't have to worry about that cost. But as I said, time consuming. Me personally, I haven't checked the flats outside of the city of Luxembourg because I wanted to have a social life. If you think to be still in Luxembourg City, still have like Luxembourg public transportation from the city. If you think about this, be aware that you can have some, let's say, farther away from the city places that will have slightly lower prices. I would say for apartment renting, maybe it's better than for room renting. So that's something to consider as well. The farther parts are like Cessange, Gasperish, farther parts of Kirchberg, Bergen. They're all like when you see Luxembourg, if you open them up, it's quite difficult for me to show it here, but like if you open them up, you have Luxembourg City, then you have like a first circle of the things, and then you have a second circle. In a second circle, you will have stuff that is slightly cheaper. So that's going to be a good idea. And then everything outside of the city. But as I mentioned, outside of the city, you will have buses limited per hour, limited at night. So it also depends on your social life and on your workplace, how well connected it is. So I would say that's it. Let me know if I answered your question or not, if that's what you were asking for. The next question is, how about the Luxembourgish people? I mean, are they friendly? I haven't met so many Luxembourgish people, and whoever is from immigrants in Luxembourg probably will have the same answer. I think my landlord is Luxembourgish, but I'm not even sure if he's 100% Luxembourgish. I've met quite a few people who are growing up in Luxembourg, but they have parents from different countries or the same country, but they moved into Luxembourg and they were just born in Luxembourg or moved in when they were very young. Um, and um, and these people were fine. Like the ones who I met, the few people who I met who were growing up in Luxembourg, they were fine. Luxembourg is Luxembourg. Me personally, I haven't met them. Even in a grocery store or in I don't know, train station or wherever, it's quite difficult to meet them. I don't know if they're hiding. What do they do? No clue. Honestly, it's quite weird situation. Luxembourgish people is kind of a misery. What are they? Who are they? And what they are doing? So in the end, it's not that straightforward that you're gonna meet them. But yeah, that's what Luxembourgish people are. At least, I mean, who I've met from my landlord is super nice. People who had landlords, most of them were nice. They are a lot money, motivated. So, but yeah, you pay for the flat, so it makes sense. For sure, they don't want to pay anybody to do the job. In a way, for example, something is broken in your house, they don't want to get a mechanic. The landlord will come and fix it for you. That's most of the times what happens. And that's the thing that I saw in my flat, in my friend's flat, and all that stuff. So yeah, but even if you look at the agencies, most of the agencies are not even Luxembourgish. Luke's friends, I think it's Portuguese people, and others are also French or Portuguese. So they are not even not even Luxembourgish. But I honestly don't know where are Luxembourgish people in this country. Um, I don't even have coworkers in Luxembourg. So yeah. I know. Okay, I know where they are. They are in public sector, in Luxembourgish public sector, because it's actually super well paid. You need to know Luxembourgish, and that's where they all hide probably. So all the government staff, municipality, and stuff like this. Um, so yeah. No, don't worry. Feel free to ask any questions. It's easier for me to have live with questions than me talking about stuff. So thank you for asking the questions, and I'm happy that you get the answers. How about if I speak French, English, and German, Italian, and a little bit of Luxembourgish? It will help a lot. It's a lot of languages. Actually, honestly, most of the people speak their native language and English. Then they either know French or learn French. So it's not something required. I don't speak French. I speak English, Polish, German. German. No, I don't speak German. English, Polish, Spanish, and Italian. And Spanish and Italian, I only use with my friends who are Spanish or Italians. And that ease up your life in a way of, you meet someone, you can just talk with them in their native language, you kind of have better connection with people. But yeah, Polish never. Honestly, never. Oh, sorry. I went to the Polish shop and I was speaking Polish. So yeah, and I have one colleague from Poland with whom sometimes I speak Polish. So that's also about Polish, and then only English. French, honestly, as long as you don't live in France and you're at cross border, no. Sorry, once recently I was picking up the package, and there was a woman. I think she was Portuguese, and she was claiming that she doesn't speak English. I think she didn't want to speak English, to be honest. I was picking up the package in a store, like pickup spot for where you can pick up the packages, and she didn't want to speak English to me. But then she was speaking this French with random accent, and I could understand everything. So I'm not even sure if she was not speaking Portuguese, to be honest. So yeah, definitely not. Um, okay. How much? My question is, how much rent of the? Okay, how much is the rent for the Luxembourg? For Luxembourg, it's basically depends if you do it with agency or without agency, but expect around 900 euro right now because recently the prices got much higher. I pay super low, but I live with the landlord and I am super lucky and I still have a price from last year. I mean, he increased for 50 euro. Now I pay 775 euro. But most of my friends pay around 900 euro. This is already bills included. So, um, ciao, Nicola. That my friend just joined the chat. So yeah, so most of my friends pay around 900 euro. Then of course you can add up the agency fees, or sometimes the bill may vary. Depends what is your deal with the agency. But yeah, don't expect something much lower than 900. Many people also pay 1,000, and that's the price for the room in a shared flat with like 4, 5, 6, 7 people. So it all depends, and it's not with a private bath. Yeah, it's not with a private bathroom. It's like with the bathroom that is shared. Mm, okay. No, I was just reading the comments. Thank you guys. What was the starting salary? I mean, starting salary depends on the sector, depends on your knowledge, on your degree, and everything else. But the minimum salary is around 2,000 euro net. So, so you have quite high minimum salary. I would say minimum salary is survivable in Luxembourg, because let's say you are spending 1,000 on your flat in a worst case scenario for the room, and then you have 1,000 for living, and it's definitely enough. So you don't have to worry about that. Mm, so yeah, hello, Miroslav. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. I would just kind of pronounce it how we do it in Polish. Actually, because the guy from Czech Republic, actually, I used to be a lot in Czech Republic, but I only know a few words, and they are mostly food because we were going to the pool. Um, okay, is it hard to find a job there having just a high school IT diploma? IT, you mean Italian or IT computer science? I assume IT computer science. I would say yes, relatively difficult, because even if you look at the job posts, most of the job posts require you bachelor degree. So that could be the issue just for the formality at the company. Even computer science, okay. Even the, like, I don't know, European institutions for sure require you the higher degree. For the banks, maybe. For like private banks, maybe you can get something. For the normal companies, I am not sure. I mean, try to apply if they don't require a bachelor degree. Go for it. Before applying, you'll never know. But I would say it's going to be much harder than for someone who has a degree. And also be aware that Luxembourg is not so great for IT sector. So it's not super wide here. Is it true that the nightlife is not existent in Luxembourg? No, it's not true. I actually got home last weekend twice at 4 a.m. So yeah, that made my weekend a little bit crushed. But it all depends what you have as friends, who you have as friends, what do you like to do, if you need special place to go out, or you are just okay with normal pop reggaeton place with music. So it really depends on your needs. I go out 2, 3, 4 times a week, so it's possible. Even today, there is a betting network that I am missing that I'm with you guys. No, it's called. I didn't want to go, and I didn't buy the ticket in advance. So yeah, it was all getting more complicated. But yeah, no, it's definitely not non-existing. I also start to post here and on TikTok the videos, short videos, what you can do in a week or the weekend in Luxembourg. So you can check them out, and you can check that there are many opportunities. And just because they're like, I mean, they're still restricted in a way of how many clubs there are in Luxembourg, but they are always full, and people are super nice, and I like it. I honestly like it. It's nothing crazy. You're not gonna have crazy festivals like Tomorrowland or stuff like this, but yeah, mostly during summer it's nice because you have many things to do. But during winter you have stuff like this as well. It's just cold, so it's annoying to go back home after sweating in a club, for example. But yeah. Okay, guys, let's do the last 5 minutes because I have stuff in the oven that I have to get out, some veggies for my dinner. So let's do last 5 minutes. Ask me questions, whatever you want, and yeah, and we will finish in 5. But yeah, going back to the nightlife, as I said, it all depends what you need. what to expect. I know many people from Spain are disappointed, and mostly when they are like, I used to have a lot of friends that when I was in my traineeship that were Spanish, very young, 23 years old. Um, and and they were not very happy with the nightlife here, at least at the beginning. Um, so yeah, I love that some people write to me in Italian, even if they're. I mean, I don't know, maybe you are Italian, but earlier they were speaking English, so it's super nice. Um, I'm very happy that you guys came here to watch me. Um, yeah, as I said, feel free to always like ask me questions in the comments. It's feel super welcome to do so. I'm more than happy to answer them. It also gives me ideas what you want to see and what you uh, what you need for the information. Quick suggestion for a nice place to visit in a city to begin with. Me personally, I like the most the down part of the city, Grund, Klausen, and Pachenthal, just to have a walk. You can start with the elevator that is in the Court of Justice of Luxembourg, the Grund elevator, and you can walk all the way down to the panoramic elevator in Pachenthal. This is, in my opinion, the best, at least for winter. During summer, I like to go to the park that is next to Mudam. So um, so over there is super nice, and you can go for the sunset or something like this. These are the parts that I personally like the most. And of course, city center itself. Maybe looking before you're gonna go to the elevator in Grund, you can also take a look on the right side. There's like a panoramic view. That's also super nice. There's a Golden Lady in the city center. I mean, close to the city center. All the city center part is also quite nice. So yeah, these are the basic things that you can see. Asan, I don't know if that's correct how I pronounce your name. I have the whole video where I show my groceries, so you can check it out. Mm, and and you can see how much I spend on my groceries, where do I do them, and how it works in Luxembourg. Um, so yeah, let's do last few questions. Let me know. I'm gonna just fix my hair quickly. And do you think that quality of life is generally better in Luxembourg than in Poland or Eastern Europe when you don't count money? I honestly do think. I mean, uh, this is a kind of a difficult topic for me. I would be in Poland if I wouldn't think so, honestly, because Polish market is still quite open, still relatively easy to find a job if you have a higher degree. But the expensiveness of life, the and versus your wage, it's much different than here. Now, mostly when the how you call it, inflation is raising super high. It's changing every month. It's growing and it's approaching 20%. So yeah. And also, what is a big part that I like is that I'm now in the eurozone. Maybe for people who are in eurozone, it's not such a big difference, but for me, it was always recounting money, how much it's going to be in Poland, how much is abroad, and I think many Eastern European countries don't have euro. So that was an issue for me, for example. But it all depends. You can be specialized in something, and you can have a great job and well paid. Like for example, if you're in IT sector in Poland, I'm not saying that you're a god of money, but like you have quite nice money. If you're in finance, you have normal salary of an office job until you're gonna get higher. And from my experience, maybe something changed. You couldn't get to super high positions. So most of the times it was ending on a team leader, maybe manager, depending how is the team. So it also depends on your perspectives on your career. For me, that was, for example, an issue. Um, so yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, going back to quality of life, I personally feel the difference. I was already feeling a difference going to Spain and Italy, that are definitely not the richest countries in Europe. So yeah, being in Luxembourg for me, it's like freedom of life, and it's not all about money. Honestly, it's not only about money, but also like, you know, being being able to be in an environment that is international, having normal working hours, having people who are smiley, happy for their lives, and don't complain too often. Are happy to hang out. I mean, comparison, like my life in Poland, I didn't used to hang out so much, even if I was much younger than now. So yeah, that's that's my opinion at least. But yeah, elsewhere I don't know. I feel safe here. Not that I don't feel safe in Poland. It's not that. It's more like environment with people. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if you met Polish people, but we are not the most positive people in the world. I'm generalizing, obviously. It's not saying that it's only truth, but I'm generalizing. That's the thing that bothers me, and there are some few more things in Poland that bothers me. but but yeah, I'm just trying to stay positive on my side and getting a nice life where I don't have to overthink everything. Like, if I'm gonna get to job, if I'm gonna even now, if there is gonna be light on the street, or if I can be able to put the heating on. Nowadays this is a struggle as well, and this one is connected to money and the richness of the country and how country is progressive in a way of, I don't know, renewable energies, or how their government is governing the country. So that's definitely um, a struggle. So yeah, 10 more seconds for someone to send a question, and I'm going to pick up my food from the oven. Um, yeah, of course. Feel free to ask me anything. If not here in the comments, I will be more than happy to do so. If you like this form as well, we can do it sometimes. It's quite refreshing for me too than just editing the videos. Okay, guys, I don't see any other questions. So thank you so much for all your questions. Thank you so much for coming. I was more than happy to talk with you guys. And yeah, I hope to see you again sometime during live, see your names in the comments. I do recognize your names, so it's quite funny. I was always hearing from the YouTube creators saying it, that they recognize the names of people who are commenting, and I do recognize them as well. So it's quite funny to be in that situation. So yeah, thanks again, guys. If it's evening, have a nice evening. If it's night, good night. And if it's the day, have a great day. Ciao.